My child, listen carefully. This message is not an accident. You did not just stumble here. You were brought here because I know what you are going through. You've tried everything. You've prayed, you've hoped, you've worked hard, and still, everything feels like it's falling apart. You're wondering, God, where are you when my world is breaking? And I tell you today, I am here. Not in the noise, not in the chaos, not in the storm. I am here, whispering into your heart, saying, do not give up, do not lose trust. Because what seems like the end is not the end. It is the beginning of a breakthrough you cannot yet see. Music swells slightly, golden rays imagined breaking through clouds. So before we go further, pause, take a breath, and hear this promise. If you stay until the end of this message, your faith will not remain the same. And if this word touches you, I ask you, subscribe now to Voice of God, because every day I will speak into your heart with messages that carry life and hope. You cannot afford to miss them. Your tomorrow depends on the seed you plant today. Now, let me speak directly to your pain. Trusting me is easy when life is easy. When money flows, when relationships are sweet, when doors are opening, your lips are quick to say, God is good. But what happens when the lights go out? When the job ends? When the doctor says there is no hope? When the one you loved walks away? When you pray, and still the answer is silence? That is when trust becomes real. Not in the sunshine, but in the midnight hour. Do you see, child? Trust is not tested in your victories. Trust is tested in your failures, in your tears, in your waiting. And I know, because my son Jesus walked that very road. Even he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Matthew 27:46. If my own son felt the weight of silence, why are you surprised when you feel it too? But hear this, silence does not mean absence. My delay does not mean denial. My not yet is not my never. Let me show you a story. Imagine a potter, his hands covered in clay, pressing, squeezing, shaping. The clay is soft, and it cries, stop, you're crushing me. But the potter smiles and says, if only you knew what I am making, if only you could see the beauty that will come when I am done. The clay feels every pressure, every spin of the wheel, every strike of the hand. But in the end, it becomes a vessel of honor. That clay is you, and I am the potter. Every pressure, every delay, every failure, I am not destroying you. I am shaping you for what you cannot see now, but what will make sense one day. Do you not remember what I said? For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55:8-9. This means, you see today, I see forever. You see loss, I see preparation. You see failure, I see the foundation of a miracle. So when everything fails, child, that is when you must trust me the most. Have you seen gold being purified? It is placed in fire so hot the impurities rise and are burned away. The gold screams, why am I in the fire? The refiner whispers, because only in fire do you become pure, shining, priceless. So when life feels like fire, when all you touch seems to burn, when every plan collapses, do not say God has abandoned me. Say, I am in the fire, but the refiner is still here. Because listen carefully, if I allowed the fire, I will not let it consume you. If I permitted the storm, I will also command, peace, be still. Pause right now. Think about your life. Think of that one place where you have given up hope, that broken relationship, that lost opportunity, that sickness that will not heal. Now hear me say, I am still working there. Even when you see nothing, I am moving everything. You ask me, why, Lord? Why let me fail? And I answer, because I love you too much to leave you untested. Because without the storm, you would never know the strength of the anchor. Without the valley, you would never see the beauty of the mountain. Without failure, you would never learn to depend on me, not on yourself. My child, do you understand now? When everything fails, that is when I am closest. When everything breaks, that is when I begin to build. When you are weak, that is when my power is strongest in you. So, will you trust me? Even now? Even here? Do not leave yet. There is more I must tell you. My child, let me be honest with you. I know it feels almost impossible to trust when everything has failed. When you prayed for healing, but the report grew worse. When you believed for a breakthrough, but the door slammed shut. When you gave your heart to someone and they shattered it. When you worked for years only to see everything collapse in a single moment. And you whispered, Lord, are you even there? Do you care? I hear that whisper, and I answer, yes, I care. More than you can imagine. My silence is not rejection. My delay is not punishment. My plan is always bigger than your pain. Do you remember Job? He lost his wealth, his children, his health, everything in a single storm of life. People told him, curse God and die. Even his closest ones could not understand his pain. But in his brokenness, Job said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Job 13:15. And when the trial ended, what happened? I restored him. Double. His end was greater than his beginning. Now listen closely. If I could do it for Job, I can do it for you. If I could take ashes and turn them into beauty, I can take your failures and turn them into testimony. You see failure as the end. I see failure as the classroom. When you failed, did you not learn who your true friends were? When you failed, did you not discover that strength is not in money or power, but in faith and humility? When you failed, did you not finally let go of control and allow me to step in? Child, understand this. Failure is not fatal. Failure is fertile ground. It is the soil where I plant the seeds of your future. Picture this. A farmer goes to his field and sees the soil is dry, cracked, and broken. It looks useless. But instead of abandoning it, he plows it deeper, breaks the hard ground, waters it, and plants new seeds. The field thought it was ruined, but in the breaking, in the plowing, it became the most fruitful ground. That field is your life. I am the farmer, and the season you call failure, I call preparation for harvest. Let me show you the first step in trusting me when everything fails. Surrender control. You see, the reason you feel crushed is because you are trying to carry the weight alone. You are trying to fix what only I can heal. Remember my son's words. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Rest comes only when you release. You cannot hold on to your burden and my promise at the same time. You must let go of one to receive the other. Second, remember what I have done before. Think back to the times when you thought you would never survive, but you did. When you thought the storm would drown you, but you walked out stronger. When you thought you had no way, but somehow I made a way. Do you think I carried you through yesterday just to abandon you today? No. If I was faithful then, I am faithful now. As it is written, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Hebrews 13:8. Child, faith is not about what you see. If you only trust me when you see results, that is not faith, it is sight. True faith is when you trust me before the miracle. When you lift your hands in worship even while the tears are still falling. Do you not remember Thomas? He said, I will not believe unless I see. But blessed are those who believe without seeing. John 20:29. That blessing is for you, if you will dare to trust me now. Let me paint you a picture. The disciples were in a boat. The storm raged, waves crashed, fear consumed them. And where was Jesus? Sleeping. They cried, Lord, don't you care if we drown? And Jesus arose, spoke a single word. Peace, be still. The storm obeyed. Child, right now you feel like the disciples, panicked, afraid, abandoned. But listen, I may seem silent, but I'm still in your boat, and at the right moment, I will arise and speak. Peace, be still. The third way to trust me when all fails, guard your tongue. Stop speaking fear. Stop confessing failure. Do not let your words agree with the enemy. Instead, declare my promises. Say, God is my refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. When you speak my word, you remind your heart of my power, and your faith grows stronger, even in failure. My child, do you feel my presence now? Do you sense that even in your failure you are not abandoned? Stay with me because there is more I must reveal. In the next moments I will show you how your greatest failures can become your greatest testimonies. Do not leave, do not give up, trust me even now. My beloved child, there are moments in your life when the weight of the world presses so heavily on your chest that you feel you cannot breathe. You cry in silence, wondering if anyone notices, if anyone even cares. But hear me clearly now. I see every tear. I hear every sigh. I feel every pain that pierces your heart. You are never invisible to me. When you stand at the edge of despair, ready to give up, that is when my hand is stretched out most closely to you. Do not believe the lie that you are forgotten. I carved your name into the palm of my hand long before you were born. Even if the world rejects you, even if friends betray you, I will never forsake you. Do you remember the storm that frightened my disciples on the sea? The waves roared, the wind screamed, and they cried out in terror, Lord, save us! And in a moment, I rose and said, Peace, be still. The waves obeyed, the storm fell silent, and calm was restored. That same power rests over your life. The storms you face, fear, anxiety, rejection, financial struggles, sickness, none of these are greater than my voice. When I speak peace over you, no storm can resist. But here is the secret. Peace is not the absence of storms. Peace is my presence with you in the storm. Even when the winds rage and darkness surrounds you, if your heart is anchored in me, you will not sink. Child, I know you sometimes question why certain doors have closed, why people left, why opportunities slipped through your hands. You think it was failure, but I tell you, it was protection. What you thought was loss was actually me guiding you away from destruction. What you saw as rejection was my redirection. There are places you wanted to go that would have broken you. There are people you begged me for who would have betrayed you. I said no, not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I love you too much to let you settle for less than my perfect plan. Do not rush my timing. You want answers now, blessings now, solutions now, but I am shaping you in the waiting. Diamonds are formed in pressure, gold is refined in fire, and faith is strengthened in trials. What I am building in you is far greater than what you are asking me for. Remember this. When I hung upon the cross, the world thought it was the end. The enemy celebrated, thinking he had won. But what looked like the greatest defeat was actually the doorway to eternal victory. In the same way, the very place of your deepest pain will one day become the testimony of your greatest breakthrough. Hold on, child. Don't quit in the middle of the story. You are not abandoned. You are chosen. You are not weak. You are being made strong. You are not defeated. You are on the path to victory. Let me whisper this truth to your weary heart. You are loved more than you will ever comprehend. You are carried even when you cannot walk. And your future is filled with hope, because I, the Lord your God, go before you. Stay close to me, and I will show you wonders you never imagined. My beloved child, you ask me, Lord, how much longer must I endure this pain? How much longer must I wait for the promise? And I answer you, not 1 second of your suffering is wasted. Every tear you shed waters the soil of your future harvest. Every trial you face prepares the foundation of your breakthrough. You see the delay as punishment, but I see it as preparation. You think I am withholding, but I am actually protecting. If I gave you everything too soon, it would crush you instead of bless you. Blessings given before time can become burdens. But blessings released in my perfect timing will overflow in abundance and sustain you for years to come. Do you know how seeds grow? They are buried deep in the darkness, unseen, covered by soil. At first it looks like death, but in that hidden place, life is forming. Roots are growing strong before the plant breaks through the surface. Right now, you are in the hidden season. The roots of your faith are growing deeper than you realize. Soon, you will break through, and everyone will see the fruit of what I was doing in secret. But child, you must also guard your heart. The enemy is subtle. He whispers lies to you in your weakest moments. He says, "You are forgotten. You are too broken. God will not come through for you." Do not listen to those lies. He is a thief, a deceiver, a destroyer. His only weapon is deception, but I have given you the sword of truth. And the truth says, I will never leave you, nor forsake you. The enemy wants you to give up just before your breakthrough arrives. That is why the battle feels so heavy right now. The closer you are to victory, the louder the enemy will scream. But hear me. His noise cannot cancel my promise. His attack cannot stop your destiny. Child, you keep asking me for a sign. You keep saying, Lord, if you are with me, show me. Look around you. The very fact that you are still here, breathing, fighting, surviving, that is the sign. The enemy tried to destroy you, but you are still standing. That is proof that I am with you. I am the God who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel. I am the God who parted the sea for Moses. I am the God who walked through fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I am the same God who holds your hand right now. What I did for them, I will also do for you. You feel small, overlooked, unworthy. But let me remind you, I choose the weak to shame the strong. I choose the humble to carry my glory. David was a shepherd boy when I anointed him king. Gideon called himself the least in his family, but I made him a mighty warrior. Mary was a young girl in a forgotten town, but I chose her to bring the Savior into the world. Do not disqualify yourself when I have already qualified you. There is a destiny upon your life that is greater than anything you can imagine. You were not created by accident. Every gift, every talent, every dream inside you was placed there by my hand. The world may have told you that you are not enough, but I tell you now, you are chosen. You are set apart. You are mine. So rise up, child. Wipe your tears. Stand firm in faith. The battle is not over, and victory is already written in your story. Do not look back at the pain of yesterday. Lift your eyes forward to the promise of tomorrow. For I declare to you, the season of sorrow is ending, and a new season of joy is beginning. My beloved child, there is something I need you to understand. Your identity is not in what you have lost, but in what I have given you. The world defines you by your failures, your mistakes, your scars, but I define you by the cross, by my blood, by my unshakable love for you. Do not let shame chain you to your past. Yes, you have stumbled. Yes, you have fallen. But every saint you admire was once a sinner I lifted up. Peter denied me 3 times, yet I called him to lead my church. Paul persecuted my people, yet I transformed him into a messenger who carried my word to the nations. Your story is not too broken for me to use. In fact, I will use the very cracks in your life to shine my light brighter. Child, I know the nights you have cried yourself to sleep, the silent prayers no one else heard. You thought no answer came, but every word reached my throne. I have kept each of your tears in a bottle, for nothing you have endured is wasted. Listen closely. I am not only the God of the mountaintop, I am the God of the valley. When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will not be alone, for my rod and staff will comfort you. Even in the darkest place, my presence is the light that cannot be extinguished. You see, miracles are not only in parting seas and healing the blind. Miracles are in your daily survival, in the strength I give you to rise each morning, in the courage to face another day when everything inside you wants to quit. That strength is not your own, it is my spirit within you. But child, you must also guard your words. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Stop speaking defeat over yourself. Stop saying, I will never make it, I am not enough, I am cursed. Those are lies planted by the enemy. Speak my promises instead. I am chosen, I am loved, I am redeemed, I am more than a conqueror. Every time you declare my truth, you silence the enemy. Every time you speak faith instead of fear, you release heaven's power over your situation. Let me also remind you of this. Forgiveness is freedom. I know it is hard to release the ones who hurt you, to let go of the pain they caused. But holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness does not mean what they did was right. It means you are releasing them into my hands and setting yourself free. When I was nailed to the cross, bleeding and mocked, I whispered, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. If I could forgive those who crucified me, surely I will give you the strength to forgive those who wounded you. And in that forgiveness, you will find peace your heart has long searched for. Child, let me give you a vision. Imagine a field after a storm. The ground is muddy, the trees are bent, and everything looks ruined. But with time, the sun rises, the soil nourishes the seeds, and new life begins to bloom. That is your life right now. Yes, the storm has left scars. Yes, things look broken. But soon, new life will spring forth. Dreams restored, joy overflowing, hope rising again. Do not despise the broken pieces. Place them in my hands, and I will create something more beautiful than you ever imagined. For I am the potter, and you are the clay. Even if the vessel cracks, I do not throw it away. I remake it, shaping it with my love, until it becomes even stronger than before. So, my child, do not give up. Your story is still being written. The page you are on right now is not the final chapter. The ending I have prepared is filled with victory, glory, and eternal joy. My beloved child, I know the battles in your mind, the endless questions, the doubts that whisper, what if God doesn't come through? What if I am praying for nothing? But I tell you this, faith is not built on what you see, but on what you trust even when you cannot see. Thomas doubted until he touched my scars. But blessed are those who believe without seeing. That is where you stand now, in the tension between your pain and my promise. Hold on, child. Your faith is not in vain. Every delay you face is a doorway to something greater. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, thrown into prison for a crime he never committed. For years he felt forgotten, but I was with him in every step. When the appointed time came, I lifted him from the dungeon to the palace. What men meant for evil, I turned for good. In the same way, the betrayal you endured, the loneliness you carried, the injustice you faced, none of it will be wasted. I am weaving every thread, even the painful ones, into a tapestry of purpose. One day, you will look back and realize, if not for that pain, you would not have discovered this strength. If not for that loss, you would not have stepped into this destiny. Child, lift your head. Stop staring at the closed doors behind you. Look ahead. New doors are opening. Opportunities you never expected, blessings you never imagined, miracles you never prayed for are on their way. But listen, when I bless you, do not forget me. Too many cry out in the storm but grow distant when the sun shines again. Stay close to me, not only in the valley, but also on the mountaintop. For true blessing is not just in what you receive. It is in my presence that never leaves you. Do you remember Martha and Mary when their brother Lazarus died? They said, "Lord, if you had been here, our brother would not have died." They thought it was over, that hope was buried in a tomb. But I looked at them and declared, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though they die." And with a word, I called Lazarus out of the grave. Child, what feels dead in your life right now? Your joy, your peace, your dreams? It is not beyond my power. I am still the resurrection. I am still the life. I will breathe into dry bones, and they will live again. You feel weary, like you are running a race with no strength left. But remember what I promised. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You are not running in your own power. You are carried on my wings. And child, the world around you may grow darker. Nations may tremble. Wars may rise. Hearts may fail. But you are not called to fear. You are called to shine. You are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. Even in chaos, my spirit will flow through you to bring peace, hope, and healing to others. Do not underestimate your purpose. You think, "I am just one person. What difference can I make?" But remember the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. In his hands it was small. In my hands it fed thousands. In the same way, whatever you give me, your time, your talents, your heart, I will multiply it beyond what you could ever imagine. So rise, child. Do not let fear paralyze you. Step forward in faith. Speak words of life. Love even when it is hard. Forgive even when it hurts. And trust that I am guiding your every step. For surely I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. My beloved child, I want you to know this. Your story is not ordinary because you walk with an extraordinary God. The world may have labeled you as broken, weak, or forgotten, but I call you chosen, redeemed, and destined for greatness. Yes, you will face trials. Yes, storms will come. But hear me, you will not be destroyed. For when the waters rise, I will be your ark. When the fire burns, I will be your shield. When the night grows dark, I will be your light. The enemy trembles not because of who you are, but because of who walks with you. Do not fear what tomorrow holds. I hold tomorrow in my hands. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And your life, your purpose, your destiny, it is safe in me. Child, do not waste your days chasing the approval of men. Their applause fades, their opinions change, but my love remains forever. Fix your eyes not on what is temporary, but on what is eternal. For this world will pass away, but my word endures forever. There will come a day when every tear will be wiped away, every sorrow will cease, every pain will vanish. You will see me face to face and you will know that it was worth it all. Until that day, walk faithfully, love deeply, forgive freely, shine brightly. You are not alone. You never were. You never will be. I am with you always. So rise up, child of God. Walk in the strength I have given you. Speak my word boldly. Carry hope to the hopeless, love to the broken, light to the darkness. The world needs the gift I placed inside you. And remember, when you feel weak, I am your strength. When you are lost, I am your way. When you are afraid, I am your peace. When you are weary, I am your rest. I love you with an everlasting love. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not height, not depth, nor anything else in all creation. My love for you is eternal, unshakable, unending. So go forth, my child. You are chosen. You are called. You are mine. If this message touched your heart today, pause and reflect. Let these words sink deep into your soul. And remember, this is not just a video. It is a voice of God reaching out to you personally. Subscribe to Voice of God for more life-changing messages. Type Amen in the comments if you received this message. Share this video with someone who needs to hear God's love today.